I have you guys are all numbers people, you're CPAs and bookkeepers, but you have an authentic caring for your clients. I really believe that. In one of my meditation communities, when all of the people meditating reach a similar state of meditation, the moderator can see a blue field around the people. And so that's my association with the word blue and healing. And I'm from Minnesota, where we have a town called Blue Earth, which is very indigenous and very artsy and very, not artsy, but very crafts. And so I was trying to think of a name, and Blue Earth Healing came, and it stuck. It stuck for all these years. Most recently, I became a dog trainer in later years, about 6-7 years ago. And I just kept the name of the business because across the world, dog trainers are trying to think of a new word other than training, because these are sentient beings that we need to advocate for. We need to take care of their welfare. And it's not about having a robot that's going to perform in a circus. It's about us caring about these other beings. So that's why I'm in the world at this age as a dog person. Just self-employed. I don't have a company with lots of people, but it does include a big village. You know, I have people that help me with all sorts of things. You can't do anything alone. Blue Earth Healing began about 12 years ago. I was doing Reiki and distance healing and readings for people and for their dogs. And I learned that I had a skill for dogs because I was just touching a friend's dog. And I looked at him and I said, don't worry, your divorce is going to be okay. And he said, how did you get that from touching my dog? And I said, well, probably you were touching your dog and I felt your emotions or something. So healing, readings, and hands-on healing. Just self-employed. I don't have a company with lots of people, but it does include a big village. You know, I have people that help me with all sorts of things. You can't do anything alone. People who have become my clients, we tend to form a bond and like one another. So then they end up bringing their dogs to me while they're at work. So I have a gentleman who's full-time and he's my operations manager, and he will handle the dogs, or he'll care for them, and he'll make sure that the dog traffic is safe, that if there's a big dog, the little dogs are away, or if there's a dog that needs training, it's not going to be in the same place as another. When I do a training, I'm still just me. I have a couple students that I had taught, but they graduated high school and went in a different direction. But what happens is a whole community starts to build, because the dog training clients become friends and they meet my other clients. And you know the hashtag, it takes a village. It's really happening here in Santa Fe. Because dogs don't only need to learn how to feel safe in our world, we need to learn how to be around dogs, even if you're not a dog owner. They're a big part of life. Walk or getting them outside and doing their thing. And all of that takes a good 2 hours, dogs coming and going, things like that. Then I may have some quiet time, then I may go to a client or two. Then I might come home and take care of bookwork, which is why I hired you guys. And then in the evening, I might have another client, or we might give a talk at the library. Like I said earlier, engaging the whole community in the welfare of dogs is an important part of this. So we do a lot of Zoom, and we used to do library talks. And then I'm getting older, so I fall asleep by about 8:15. Is it that my day is done? I look at numbers. I don't know what to do. I kind of go the same way someone who's just adopted a German Shepherd and never had one will be like, oh my God, what have I done? Not lying if I say it's been stellar, because I feel cared for and directed by what you guys do well. And that leaves me to do what I do well. And just like getting on a ship that you know you can trust the captain and the crew, and then you can look out the window. You know, that's how I feel, that you guys you've all encompassed me with what you do. You don't have to cook my dinner, you're doing my books for me, you know. So but you do it, and you do it well. counting on you guys in a certain way to help keep my business alive. You're a group I want to stay with because I'm going to have the clarity I need. You have enough staff, you're timely. The people who take care of my books know me in my books, or if they don't, they learn about it. So I really feel like I've been taken on board, like I don't know where I have that glitch in me. And that's what I was trying to say, is where you guys picked it up for me, because I couldn't even get a copy of my bank statement to you without it getting lost in the ethers. And you guys came on board and you showed me how to do it step by step. And I think it was probably 11 p.m. in your time. You know, it didn't matter. You showed up and you helped me. Like, okay, here's what we do, Gaia, one step at a time. You were my steward. If it was like QuickBooks or Excel and I had to do it myself, I'd have been lost as well. Onboarding Zoom, and I was a little scared of it, and I thought, oh, I don't want to do this. And then I thought, well, I have to, because I can't be a legitimate business person if I don't get my business part together. And so the onboarding Zoom was very pleasant. You just showed me around and how I could get the bank accounts to you and things like that. So that was the first thing that went well. Then I couldn't get some documents to you, so you all sat with me and brought me step by step. And then you gave me the recap of the month. And it's the first time I've had that clarity. I mean, it would have been available to me because I have a trail, but I didn't have that clarity. And I got to really see, okay, I spend this much on supplies and this much on dog treats and this much on rent. And you would think that would be easy for a business person to know that. But now I can go to the small business people and answer their questions. You know, they want to talk about profit and loss, and they want to talk about, am I charging the right amount? But they have to have the numbers to do that. Started my business, I had hired a bookkeeper or gotten some education on just basically how to do it. I have to appreciate that people with degrees have to teach me their job a little bit, and I don't know what I'm doing. So I would have liked that. If you guys had existed in my world back then, I would have hired you from the start. And I think the other thing I would have done is hired a marketing person and not just try to do it myself. So books, taxes, and marketing.
Super.